and welcome to Live in the Solution. I'm your astrologer and tarot card reader, here with your readings for November the 11th through November the 17th. If you're new, welcome. I really hope you enjoy these readings and that you'll come back. And if you are returning, thank you so much for your loyalty and your support. I really appreciate you. Thank you for your likes, comments, shares, and for all the new subscribers too. Now, these are general readings, guys. They are for the collective. So please take what resonates and leave the rest. They come in 3 sections. The intro, which is this, the astrological report, and then the tarot reading. And there are timestamps below in the show more section. If you have a phone, it's a little arrow pointing down, click on that and all the information is in there. It's also for your sun, moon and rising, so you will find the links to the other videos in that section too. So listen, as I said before, it's for the collective, these readings. So if you would like a more tailored, in-depth, personalized reading, please click on this link here, which will take you to my website and you can look at the kind of readings that I offer. What else? Yes, I have a Facebook group, guys, and that Facebook group, it's a private group. You have to ask to be to get in, to be included, and that link is below too. Now, in that Facebook group, it's a really positive environment. People post positive things, and then every 2 weeks I do a live feed specifically for my Facebook group, and in that it correlates every 2 weeks. It correlates with the new moon and the full moon, and we look at how anybody who attends the live feed, we look at their horoscope and how they're receiving the energies from the new moon or the full moon respectively. And I also have tarot cards on hand and I answer questions. We hang out for about an hour and we really enjoy ourselves. So if you would like that, this link to that will be below also, so check that out. And another way to support this channel and my creative content is through Patreon. So you can click on that just to check out my Patreon page. I do post things on Patreon that I don't post anywhere else. And I want to take this opportunity to really thank my patrons. Thank you so much. You really help me out. So I really appreciate you. Now, what else? Yes, let's go to the astrology report, shall we? Hello and welcome to the astrology section of your reading for November the 11th through November the 17th. And wow, that's all I can say. Listen, the full moon in Taurus on Tuesday is only the tip of the iceberg. We have all this dynamic celestial sky this week. Some really wonderful aspects are happening this week. Now, I'll start with some of the exact aspects and when they're happening, and then I'll go on to what's going on with the full moon. So Monday, November the 11th, the sun is conjunct Mercury. That means it's right next to Mercury, right? Very close. Tuesday, we have the full moon in Taurus, and we have Mars sextile Jupiter. That's a beautiful harmonious aspect going on there. Wednesday the 13th, we have Mercury trine Neptune. That's also a lovely harmonious connection between the two planets. And Thursday, November the 14th, Venus is square Neptune. That is a challenging aspect. We also have other energies and aspects that are moving into place or moving out of place. So they all play a role actually in the celestial sky. So let's start with the full moon in Taurus, shall we? The full moon, as most of you know, is when the moon is opposite the sun, and it's actually the sun's reflection that illuminates the moon. So with the moon in Taurus, and that means with the moon in Taurus, the sun is in Scorpio because they're opposite each other on the wheel, right, in the chart. The moon is exalted in Taurus, which means that it can express itself fully. So the moon is nurturing, magnetic, feminine. And in Taurus, the moon is good-natured, generous, and loyal. There's a tendency for being emotionally connected to one's values and material possessions, and a strong need for security, right? Material security. At the same time as this full moon, the moon is in a harmonious aspect to Pluto. Now, this creates an energy of sensitivity and intense emotional feelings. It's a being absorbed with interpersonal relationships, of being coveted over one's emotions and feelings. We want to kind of hide that. We don't want that out in the open. At the same time, I am displaying the chart of the full moon, so maybe you can follow along with some of the things that I'm saying, and you can get a picture of what's going on too. For those of you who understand charts. Now, so it brings in intuition and psychic ability. The moon's relationship with Pluto, and it can give you a strong look. It's being able to read people and recognize inauthenticity. We can see through people. We know when someone's not being authentic. And it can give you a strong will and focus to accomplish goals with which to manifest your dreams. This is like a dream creating full moon, right? We can create our dreams. We can manifest our dreams. We can make them real. It can also bring up control issues. So we need to be mindful of the urge to control situations and or people. It can be expressed through us being a bit bossy, perhaps, during this transit. It is also worth mentioning that the moon at the same time is kind of in a loose, harmonious aspect with Neptune, which further enhances our psychic and intuitive abilities. It can also give us a really deep appreciation for music, art, and nature. We also need to be mindful not to sacrifice ourselves for others, and keep a firm grip on reality, because Neptune can skew our perceptions of what's really going on. However, Saturn is connecting harmoniously to Neptune and to the moon, so there is some structure and discipline to bring ideas into tangible creations. So we just want to make sure that we're not compromising ourselves for others. And if we focus on our creativity, we can really bring things to life. Now, the sun in Scorpio is right next to Mercury, which brings in creative thinking and energetic communication with a bigger picture view. So because Mercury is still in retrograde, there can be some misunderstandings, but they can easily be rectified because of all these positive, wonderful aspects that are going on. Now, the Sun and Mercury have also have a harmonious connection to Pluto and Saturn, somewhat to a bit lesser of a degree, which brings in the need to be recognized for one's accomplishments, for being in the spotlight. And the concentration is on speech and communications, yet again. So this sets the stage for shrewdness in business and negotiations. Now, that's a wonderful aspect. And then listen, that's not all. The Sun and Mercury are also harmoniously connected to Neptune, bringing in creative and visionary talents. So it's amazing for literary accomplishments, particularly writing fantasy, poetry, or even in the visual arts. Any creative project will, take off and will really work. So now also, I'm finished yet, guys. Mars is sextile Jupiter. Now, this is a wonderful, confident energy, abundant energy. It's like we're energized, right? Feeling really excited and confident about ourselves and really good luck in materialism with a penchant for higher learning or spiritual studies in alignment, perhaps. And long distance travel is also on the table with this aspect. Perhaps you're going on a long trip or you're planning one. You may be contemplating a spiritual retreat even in a remote location. So an optimistic nature with a love of freedom and independence is the underlying beautiful energy of that aspect. Now, then on Thursday, we move into Venus square Neptune, but all these aspects are kind of happening all week simultaneously, right? So it's kind of a big mishmash. You have to kind of choose you have the power to choose your energy and how you want to direct it. Now, Venus is square Neptune, and that's a challenging aspect. It brings in issues of self-esteem, confidence, and insecurities. So if you have a poor self-image during this transit, you may have a distorted view of your partner or your date if it's a new, or your acquaintance if it's a new relationship. You may see relationships in an odd way. Perhaps you have an idealistic romantic storybook vision of relationships, which can lead you to ignore red flags when you meet someone new. You could get taken advantage of, become a doormat in a relationship. If the relationship is rocky already, if it's on firm ground, I think you'll be able to move through this aspect pretty unscathed. But if it's new and it's a bit rocky, then, you could kind of, become the doormat, or worse, allow inappropriate behavior in some way. It's important to practice acceptance and the love of oneself during this time, and I would look at this aspect also creates a heightened need for love and affection. So I would resist the urge to commit or to trust someone until after this transit. Focus instead on building self-esteem and self-respect and confidence. All right, guys. So I told you that's like major this week, right? So without further ado, let's go to your tarot reading, shall we? Hello, Cancer, and welcome to your reading for November the 11th through November the 17th. And I have been shuffling these off screen. This is one last shuffle for your benefit. What wonderful gifts, guidance, blessings, and helpful information can you give Cancer for this coming week of November the 11th through the 17th? May these cards be filled with love, abundance, and hope. 3 cards for Cancer. There's 2. One more card for Cancer, please. One more card for Cancer. One more card for Cancer, please. One more card for Cancer. Whoa. One more card. There it is. Oh, wow. There's definitely crossover here. There's always a card that kind of comes up in every reading. Ooh, Cancer, Cancer. These are clarifying cards for Cancer. What wonderful gifts, guidance, blessings, and helpful information can you give Cancer through these clarifying cards? November the 11th through November the 17th. May these cards be filled with love, abundance, and hope. Please clarify. Oh, okay. Please clarify. And please clarify. Oh, that's it for sure. Oh! Okay, I love that. All right, take a look at your cards, Cancer. Okay, so the first card out for you is the Queen of Wands, clarified by the Three of Pentacles. Then you have the Queen of Swords, clarified by the Nine of Cups. And then you have the Four of Wands, clarified by the Wheel of Fortune. You know, I'm going to be singing that song. Okay, I'm gonna spare you till I get to it. Okay, so the first card out for you is the Queen of Wands. This is about self-esteem, guys. This is about self-respect. It's not underestimating yourself. You can do it. It's like, look, she does everything. She's the incredible mother, wife, hostess. She's like the executive, at the top of her game. She's a brilliant deal closer. She's got everything. She can do everything. She has abundant energy. She's charismatic, charming. Everyone wants to be. She is the party. So this is really about focusing on what you can do and how wonderful you are, and building that self-confidence and that self-esteem up. And I feel that you're going to feel this naturally this week. So focus on that. Be mindful of, your accomplishments and how, and your richness, the richness you bring to the world. And clarifying it is the Three of Pentacles. This is about teamwork. This is about working with others to create something wonderful. It's about collaborating with someone. It's about recognizing that someone else has something valuable that can add to your journey or your project or whatever it is. So this is definitely about being inclusive and bringing everyone into the, I don't want to say into the fray. That was really interesting that I said that, but bringing them in to perhaps a project that you're working on, allowing input and allowing other people to contribute. I feel that even if somebody look, these are two nobles listening to, an apprentice young man, and they're recognizing his experience, and they may be learned and they may have this money and they may have a lot of experience, life experience too, but they recognize that this apprentice has some experience that they don't have. This person's been working on building something, and so they want that person's feedback. That is true intelligence, being able to be a student and a teacher at the same time. So knowing when to be a student, when to learn from someone whose expertise is in a certain arena than yours. And then you have the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords can mean a few things. She can be a little cutting in her language because she's the truth seeker and she tells the truth, and she's can be brutally honest. She doesn't mean to offend you, but she's helping you. In her eyes, look, you need to hear that. That's the truth. She tells it like it is. And so this can mean to soften your language, and it can definitely mean that, to soften your language. But it can also mean that an opportunity, she could be a partnership. I'm getting that to work with people this week. She could be kind of an unusual partner in business. She's an astute businesswoman, and she'll bring people in if she thinks that she can enhance their lives. So in doing so, she will enhance yours. So this could be somebody that's kind of offering something unusual, not your usual kind of partner, but somebody that's bringing an opportunity to you. Don't get me wrong, she's not that easy to work with, but she knows her stuff. I almost said that. She knows her stuff. So don't underestimate her. And it is an opportunity, and it's a way for you. And working with her is not easy because she just tells the truth. And sometimes it's like, ugh. But, they're the truth sometimes that we need to hear in order to grow and to progress further. So definitely, this is wonderful. And look, clarifying it is the 9 of Cups. So I feel that this opportunity is dreams and wishes come true. This can really bring you to a place of being proud of what you have accomplished and what you've accumulated. The wealth, look, he's sitting there and he's like, yeah, look, I'm there. I've made it. Look at all my cups. Look how much I've got, all my gold cups. I'm all that in a bag of chips, baby, or crisps, as they say in England, which makes more sense to me, chips of your French fries. You know what I mean? Chip off the potato, right? Crisps are crispy, right? Or potato chips, as you say. It's a long word to get around, Chris. Anyway, I digress. So he's sitting pretty, and he's very proud of what he's accomplished and where he's at in life. But he's still at number 9. He's not quite got to number 10. So this is wonderful. Dreams and wishes come true. You are almost at the finish line. And look at this. It's like you've built this foundation. This is you're proud of what you've accomplished and what you've done. I'm getting that there's going to be a pride this week. You're going to feel proud of yourself. You're going to feel that you've accomplished something, that you've worked hard and it is paying off, and you are celebrating. And it's like celebrating with the ones you love, with the family, with the people that have helped you along the way. Those, your chosen family, perhaps not necessarily, your biological family. So this is really relishing, and this is a wonderful foundation. I feel that this is like a jumping point for you. And look at this, darling. The wheel of fortune is turning in your direction. I'm gonna make you love me. Oh, yes, I will. You know I will. That's my little tune for every time. Every time the wheel of fortune comes up. Don't go, stay around. Listen, darling, I don't have to tell you, the wheel of fortune is turning in your direction. This is wonderful. I believe you got it last week too. You got to grab onto that wheel, because it's not going to turn in. It moves all the time. It doesn't stop, right? So it's coming in your direction. It's coming up in your direction, but it can also go down, so grab it and get pulled up, darling, to the heights. The sky's the limit. Grab on to that wheel of fortune. Things are really going in your way, and it may not have felt like it, but it is now. You're going to feel that pride. You're going to feel that excitement, and you're going to feel that abundance. Cancer, thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like this video, share it with friends, family, neighbors, co-workers. I want to feel proud, and I want to feel accomplished. I'm a Cancer, and I want to get to 10K subscribers. I'm nearly there, guys. Help me get over that ledge. And comment. I live for comments and feedback. I always respond. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Mwah. I love you all, and I'll see you next week.